I don't think you really understand how Amazon can change your life forever. And not just you, everyone around you. Amazon completely changed my life. I made over $4 million and I made my first $1 million when I was 19 years old, as you can see here. And I don't think you guys truly understand the power of this if you truly dedicate yourself. So in this video, I want to show you the timeline from going to $0 to $1,000 a day. And I'm going to be using timelines from back when I first started. And my family immigrated from one of the poorest countries in South America, as you can see here. And luckily my parents, they were able to move from South America to America, but being in America doesn't mean that you automatically get rich. Like for example, here in 2018, I was about 16 at this time and I was working 12-hour shifts. You can see the caption here. Like I hated it. I hated my life at this point, I'll be honest. Every single day, just 12 hours of grunting construction work, and it's the same thing over and over again. I knew I was meant for more, and I knew that my destiny was not this. To give you a little bit of background, like not too long ago, I was just a shy, insecure kid that didn't even know any of this was possible. This is where my parents grew up at. And as you can see, these aren't the most livable conditions. So I know deep down, if things are to go backwards, we're going to get stuck in this reality, right? So I started making necessary changes so that then I could actually, be able to help out my family how I am now, and then my future family when time comes. Amazon completely helped change my life and the course of my future forever. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing the 10 actionable steps that you could take to start your Amazon journey in just about 3 months. And no, before you think anything, I'm not trying to sell you anything at all. There's no links in the description, none of that. And now, to be honest, I did have some experience selling stuff online. I started just flipping stuff in my house on eBay to see that this was even possible. Now, this was like back in 2019-ish. When I first got my sale on eBay, there was nothing else you could tell little Andreas. Like I literally stayed up until 12 a.m., grinded, got my first logo. Even though I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I just knew that online money was possible. And okay, let me start taking this more serious. Now, I got known for sort of being that Amazon kid. We got our first warehouse, we expanded, and now we have multiple different warehouses that we're partnered up with. And, it wasn't always like this. Like I said, I was a shy, insecure kid that really knew nothing about the online world. And to give you a little bit more insight, like this eBay thing was the first breakthrough. But after that, we started to get even more sales. And I got my first sales on Amazon. And when I saw my first sale on Amazon, it was even crazier because it was simpler and Amazon is just way bigger than eBay. So it was an exciting point because I knew that one sale can mean 1,000, 100,000 sales, right? That was always my mindset. So I just got glued to this thing and finally figured out a way where this could be scalable, right? Since I'm using FBA, which means fulfilled by Amazon, they do majority of the work. So the first step here, you want to research the business model fully so that you understand what you're doing, right? Just basic concepts of how actual wholesaling works, and also familiar yourself with Amazon's guidelines, because most people make this mistake. They just get started and then they make an irreversible mistake that they can't fix, like Amazon, restricting them or something like that. So just know what you're doing, research these things because they do matter and they're often overlooked. Because Amazon is amazing, it changed my life, but you want to do it the right way at the end of the day, because this is a business and Amazon doesn't need you. They already make trillions of dollars. So just know how to operate. Now, before we go on to the next step, I want to show you guys this. These dots right here are sellers, like literal people like you and I. So if I put my mouse here, it'll show us the seller names. So there's a bunch of people just selling items, right? And I have here pulled up a store, and we can see like this person is literally pulling up millions of dollars. Like we can see their monthly revenue right here. They're putting in $3.7 million a month. And we can see offers here, all their items. So if I just move myself over here, you guys will see, they're just a bunch of name brand items, Mayors soap, and all these things, Boost. And that's how their store is. That's the beauty of Amazon, is that you could sell a bunch of stuff that you might be already familiar with. And we can see this guy has 180 pages of just straight name brand stuff. We could click on one of them just so you can see a bigger picture. Like, stuff that, I don't know, I would have never thought to sell this on Amazon, but it makes money, right? So all he's doing is buying these from wholesalers. So you can imagine, there's so much opportunity with selling stuff that people already buy. All these things, Gerber, huge brands, right? Reynolds Wrap, all this stuff that you could think of, they all have distributors, which you would be able to buy from. Now, if you want to use this tool, it's called Smart Scout. We use it for doing all sorts of research. And this is one of my favorite features is that, we can see stores and maybe get ideas of wholesalers to reach out to. Step number 2 is going to be to create your business plan. Define your niche, right? Like right there, I just showed you guys food, household items. You could get even more specific, like protein powder, hardware tools. Really identify what niche you're going to be in. And then from there, you're going to start looking at wholesalers and popular brands that you could sell from there. So really identify that for yourself. I would say that's going to give you the clarity. When I first started, I was selling toys, like anything that I could get my hands on that I knew had demand, right? Like Lego. I know we all grew up playing with them. So I just thought, why not sell these? This is always in demand and they're never going to go out of style. So just really ask yourself, what's something that maybe I have used before that I know is in demand? And then work your way up from there. Now, step number 3 would be to register your business. When I first started doing all this, I didn't know how to do any of that, but it's very simple nowadays. There's literally a website. You could look up inkfile.com, which they might have changed the name Busy. So yeah, busy.com, which is owned by Inkfile. And you could literally start your LLC in minutes now. Back in the day, you used to literally had to go to the Secretary of State in person. But now due to the internet and how far we've advanced, there's companies that just really make it simple for us. So it's as simple as picking your state where you want to form your company and just going through the steps from here, and they'll be able to guide you. They have a great customer support that you could always contact if you get stuck. But yeah, this is what I would recommend to start your LLC. You'll get one in about 3 to 5 days if you do all of that, okay? This is one of my clients' stores. I have it pulled up here. He's already at about $300 for the day, and it's only 7 o'clock, so he's probably going to end off at $600 for the day. So you can already see that is something that's very consistent with someone who just started, a few days ago. And to get access to that app that I just showed you, you need to make an account on here, Amazon Seller Central. So after you make an account on Amazon Seller Central, you'll be able to go ahead and start. So that would really be the next step here. Have all this stuff ready. So the documents you'll need to start your Amazon Seller Central would be, your bank account info, tax information, business registration, your license. These are all the things that Amazon is really going to ask you for so that they can verify you're a real human. And then from there, you'll be up and running and hopefully getting sales like that, if not more. Step number 5, you want to start flexing super hard like I was when I was 19 years old. And yeah, I didn't know how to act because, I never touched this much money in my life, right? Nah, you don't want to be doing that. Stupid. Me now being 23, I like to stay private and not be as flashy. But to each their own, don't start flexing once you start making money. All right, actual step 5 is to research and find wholesale distributors. And you could use things like Google Yellow Pages. All you have to do is type in, for example, grocery distributors, Florida, and you'll have a bunch of them pull up. Mix up the states, mix up the first words, right? Get creative with it, and you'll be able to find them. Trade shows are also something that's very underrated to find suppliers. These are in-person events where suppliers go to, and you'll be able to for sure meet some there. Step number 6. Use tools like AZ Insight, Smart Scout, like I showed you. This is one of them, right? This is Smart Scout. The other one could be AZ Insight or Seller Amp. They all have great tools, okay? This is AZ Insight right here. This shows you how much something is making per month, right? So this gives me all the information on the specific product. So it's great to research and just makes your Amazon selling journey a whole lot simpler. So step number 7, start small when you place your initial order. As you can see, it does compound. Like we started here with UPS boxes on the left, and as we kept going, now we're doing pallets here on the right, So start off small, make sure that it sells out quick, and then you can start doubling down and ordering more. Step number 8, just list your products on Amazon. Like this one that we were looking at before, at least 2 to 5 sellers. If they have more, but it's getting a bunch of sales like this one, then it still makes sense, So this one would pass our metrics. And let's say, we were getting it for, $1.50 if we were buying a bunch of them. That would make sense. And then you add $1 for your cost, maybe for supplies. So it's $2.50. And this product would make sense, Make sure you look at your costs and all that using these softwares so that you know you're going to be making money before you start, right? Profit first. That's the most important part in this entire business. So yeah, you could just use Amazon's fancy warehouse that has everything. They'll handle shipping, customer service, the full nine. And then lastly, all you have to do is really just step back and look at your Amazon business like an operator. See how much you need to restock, how much you need to cut down on. Just look at the entirety of the business and make sure that you're tracking your profits. That's the most important thing. I'm going to give you guys and end this off with a website where you could track your profits. This website you want to use to track your profits is called Sellerboard, and basically you just sync it up to your Amazon account and they'll do everything. So yeah, hopefully these 10 steps get you started on Amazon without the headaches and trials and errors that I went through, so that you could go ahead and maybe change your life as well. You know, who knows? Amazon is really something that's long term and has the potential to change your life as it did mine. And so yeah, if you guys found any value from this, just subscribe, leave a comment, and if you want to connect with me, you could just DM me on IG.